Welcome back to LRT TV, home of the Big XIII Online Dynasty, and today we're bringing you another Big 12 Dynasty game. This one's going to face the Idaho Vandals, who are trying to rally back after a loss last week, giving up a ton of points in the fourth quarter, and the West Virginia Mountaineers, who are still fighting for a chance to win the Big 12. This one's going to be a good one, so make sure you stay tuned after the intro. Welcome back, sports gamers, to Week 7 of the Big XIII Online Dynasty. Today, we're bringing you our game against the West Virginia Mountaineers. But before we do that, we need to take a look back at some of the Week 6 games around the Dynasty. As you can see, obviously, we lost 59-24 to Arkansas, which pretty much gives Arkansas the lead in the Big 12, as they're in the Big 12 North, and they've pretty much played all their conference games, meaning it's going to be almost a 0% chance that we win the Big 12 North. But we're not going to let that disillusion us a bit, as 11-1 is the Idaho Vandals' first year in the Big 12. We will take it, and that is the goal now as we shift. Obviously, Ricky Towns getting Player of the Week last week with his amazing comeback performance against us. But our goal this week is don't let Skylar Howard do it. West Virginia has a very good quarterback. We're not going to let him run on us, and we're not going to let him throw on us like Ricky Town did. Speaking of which, so I do something, I just kind of want to bring this up while the game loads. As you can see, we're outmatched, as we're going to be in every Big 12 conference game because we're Idaho. So I learned this back when I was first doing these, that you kind of go some of the players that make some big plays, and you YouTube them, right? And you look for their plays so you know how to pronounce their name, and kind of like, you learn a little bit about them. I'm going to tell you right now, Skylar Howard is one of my favorite players I've never heard of, the quarterback for West Virginia. Check him out this year. I think he might actually be gone. I'm not sure what rosters we're using, but if he's not, check out Skylar Howard for West Virginia this year. Amazing guy. He's got some great plays, but let's see if we can have some better plays here in this game, as Ruben Muella takes the opening kickoff and gives the ball to Matt Linehan in this Idaho offense, which struggled to close the game out last week, and they'll do a fly sweep to the left to Jacob Sand. He's got tons of green in front of him to across the 50-yard line to the 40, and he gets brought down at the 35-yard line. 41-yard rush on the first play of the game for Jacob Sand. Second play, they'll hand it off to the big man, Isaiah Saunders, for 3 yards up the middle. Hand it off to Isaiah Saunders, this time off to the right. Barely can't get to the outside there. 2 yards. 3rd and 5. Matt Linehan drops back to pass. He'll hit Unuar, who drops the ball, but it doesn't really matter. He wasn't over the first down line anyways. And now we'll let Uncle Rico drain it from way downtown with that leg. And there's the myth, the man, the legend, Skylar Howard. As you can see, a lot of pass attempts last week, but not a lot of touchdowns. And we kind of want to keep it to that this week, too. As you can see, his first pass is right off the hands of Dakeil Shorts. Now he'll run up the middle here, and he'll get shoelace tackled, bringing up a 3rd and long. He'll drop back. He's got the screen out to his right. He'll hit Russell Shell, who gets some big yards there, just enough to pick up the first down on an 8-yard reception. 1st and 10, Skylar Howard dropping back all day in the pocket. Once again goes up the middle. He is kind of able, like Russell Wilson, to just squeak out of some holes in the line and take it for a couple yards. And look at that one. Dakeil Shorts gets the amazing one-handed catch on the 50-yard line, reels it in stride, and keeps going and chugs off the tackler. That is some game player mode right there by Dakeil Shorts, the wide receiver for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Skylar Howard trying to keep the drive alive, and he once again goes up the middle. 3rd and 3. Skylar Howard dropping back once again, has his guy out to the left, and it's Durant who gets to the 24-yard line, and they're in scoring position here. Now, Idaho needs a turnover if they want to not put points up on the board for West Virginia on their opening drive. 2nd and 4, Skylar Howard drops back to pass. He's got guys moving all across the field. He's got Gibson wide open at the 6-yard line. Falls out of bounds. He'll hand it off to Crawford. Can't really get anything going there. Loses 3 yards. Broke a tackle, but there's just more tacklers lined up to take a shot at him. Russell Shell up the middle, and that's a Shell touchdown right there. 8-yard. Russell Shell the 3rd, getting the slap on the butt from the coach, being like, good game, son. As you can see, one of our star linebackers, Ed Hall, is going to be out for 2 quarters. That might affect us a little, as he is very good at run coverage. So this is going to come down to the Idaho offense needing to put up some points here in this one. Deion Watson gets a good pass there on the first play, and now it's a drop pass as Lemke, the backup for Buck Cowan, who's hurt this week, gets hit and drops the ball. But he took a pretty big hit, so we'll give the ball to Isaiah Saunders. Isn't quite enough. 3rd and inches. Of course, we're going to give it to Saunders with the middle. That is more than enough to get the first down. 1st and 10, Idaho. Matt Linehan rolls out to his right. He's got players going deep. He's going to decide to keep it himself. Picks up 3 yards, bringing up 2nd and 7 as time starting to whittle down here in the first quarter already. Quick moving first quarter. He rolls out to his left. Nothing there. Actually loses 2 yards. Probably should have thrown away. Bring up 3rd and 8. But he'll find Ruben Muella on the hook route at about the 21-yard line. First down, Idaho. Matt Linehan drops back again. He'll find Deion Watson on the hook route this time. And that gets him inside the 5. They'll hand it off to Isaiah Saunders, who gets met there by Adam Schuler, the second. 2nd and goal, handed off to Isaiah Saunders again, because why not? And he'll lose more yards, bringing up 3rd and almost 10 now. On the goal line, he'll hit Kalen Hightower on the slant route over the middle, 9-yard touchdown. Idaho takes a 10-7 lead here as time whittles down in the first quarter. All right, so Skylar Howard trying to answer back. 2nd and 10 here, finds his guy out to the left in a big breakup there by Kendrick Trotter, bringing it to 3rd and 10. Skylar Howard trying to make something happen. He's got his hole at the middle, but he decides to throw deep, and he does, and he gets the connection. Somehow puts it in right over Russell Ciavihi's head and hits his guy, Shelton Gibson, for a huge 3rd down conversion there and gets them inside scoring position. And Skylar Howard not trying to end it there. Gets sacked by Lopamanu, which brings up a 2nd and 13. Skylar Howard dropping back once again. Hits the guy to the left. This time, Shorts can't keep a hold on it. 3rd and long again. Can Skylar Howard pull out more magic? He's looking to the end zone, and there we go. Desmond Banks coming up with the INT. Number 25, playing like another 25 out here in the Pacific Northwest. Richard Sherman-like interception just went up and got it. Isaiah Saunders out to the right. He'll pick up more than enough to get the first down. That will be the end of the first quarter as Idaho actually is winning 10-7. So a good rebound game so far for the Idaho Vandals compared to last week's game where they struggled in the second half. So they need to put up a lot of points here in the first half in case they struggle in the second half again. Deion Watson out here to the left on 3rd and 4. Not enough. Bring up 4th and 2, and they'll give the ball right back to West Virginia and Skylar Howard and this offense. Skylar Howard trying to answer back after throwing the pick on the last one, but he's got himself in a 3rd and 10 early on the drive, all day in the pocket like he has all game so far, and the nice breakup there is able to force the punt, and Idaho gets the ball back. 1st and 10, Deion Watson, Mr. Reliable in their passing game. I've kind of learned Deion Watson is the guy that always seems to make the catches, and then you got Kalen Hightower that makes the amazing catches and goes for big yards. Isaiah Saunders up the middle there, loses a yard. 3rd and 2, of course you're going to give it back to Isaiah Saunders. He falls forward for like 7 yards there. First down, Idaho. Option route here. Matt Linehan does an amazing pitch. I don't know how he got that off, but he did. Got it to Isaiah Saunders. He's able to pick up enough yards there. 2nd and 6. And that's just a bad play on the read option. 5-yard loss. 3rd and long. Idaho rolling out to the right. Matt Linehan looking for anything to be open. He's got nothing. Forced to throw it away and give the ball back to Skylar Howard and the West Virginia Mountaineers. White drops the ball over the middle there. 2nd and 10. Howard once again throws over the middle, and Russell CV is able to pick it up this time. He's going to try to house it. He cuts back inside, gets to the 22-yard line before he's brought down. Russell CV making up for that play where he let Gibson catch that big one over him earlier. He saw that one all the way and just came up, high-pointed the ball, and took it for a pretty good return there, giving Idaho the ball now inside the red zone. 2nd and 4. Matt Linehan trying to get away from the tackler there, throws it away. 3rd and 4 now. A handoff to Jacob Sandin on a fly route, trying to relive some of that first play magic. Nothing there. They'll give it to Mr. Reliable in the kicking game. Austin Rico making it a 13-7 lead, 13-7 game, 6-point Idaho lead. 2nd and 10. Skylar Howard out to the left. He'll hit his guy White to that was Shell, my bad, on the screen route. And they'll get 3 yards there, bringing up a 3rd and 7, which they convert. 1st and 10. West Virginia Mountaineers here, coming out of the shotgun. Skylar Howard dropping back, rolling out to his right. He's got a hole in the middle. He's got a blocker, and he's going to take it himself. He's got a blocker who just can't find a block because there's no one to block. He had so much space to run. Skylar Howard kind of doing a Ricky Town on us, and he is carrying this West Virginia team right now, although he has made some mistakes in the past game. And right there's a fumble, and Sean Jordan picks it up. There's nobody in front of him. The 30, the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5. He'll go across the goal line trying to kill time before halftime here, and he'll take it for an Idaho Vandals, scooping the score. Touchdown, and it's under review. And because I took so long to run it back, there was no replay of the fumble, but apparently it wasn't a fumble, and it was reversed on the field. So 55 seconds now for Skylar Howard and this West Virginia offense to try to get in the end zone now after they just lucked out on not giving up 6 to the Idaho defense and really making this one start to blow open. Skylar Howard here on the read option, shrugs off a tackler. All he sees is those blue end zones, and he wants in it. 2nd and goal. Howard going to try to get in it. Lupamanu able to drag him down. 3rd and goal now. 22 seconds on the clock. Skylar Howard trying to rush, get in the offense. He's going to take it himself. Once again, gets tackled by Lupamanu, forcing a field goal, and it's up. Ricochets off the upright. You got to be happy if you're the coach there. Your defense held, and then you got a little bit of luck for it. Kind of some revenge on that scoop and score being called back. Now, let's see what Idaho Vandals can do here in the second half. You can see the defense has played really well to this point, but they did last week, and then they gave up 40-something points in the second half with only answering with 3 by the offense. So it's on this defense to keep West Virginia out of the end zone. Speaking of, Idaho hasn't done much to get in the end zone either, as they have a couple field goals. Good tackle there by Caden Ellis, tripping up the West Virginia runner there. And there is another sack. Caden Ellis, 3rd and 10. Skylar Howard trying to make more magic happen. He'll find Kayron Wright there with the 8-yard reception. And they'll do a fly sweep to Kalen Hightower this time. He's got some room to the outside. Lands a sweet juke, breaks the ankles, gets like 20 yards there on the carry. First down, Idaho, as they're trying to get over the 50-yard line. Isaiah Saunders trying to run there. He just does a spin move to able get to pick up yards. Screen pass here. Matt Linehan hits Isaiah Saunders, who's not the speediest of backs, but you don't want to tackle him in open field. 3rd and 2. They'll hand it off to Saunders again. Picks up the first down. I mean, was there ever a doubt he wasn't going to pick up the first down? Now, rolls out to his right, play action pass. Matt Linehan looking for anybody to be open. He can't find anybody, and he fumbles the ball, and West Virginia comes up with it. That is the 35-yard line, and they turn the ball over. First turnover for Idaho of the game, and Matt Linehan just should have got down, should have slid. He got greedy, wanted the first down himself, and that's going to come back to bite him. 1st and 10, West Virginia. Skylar Howard trying to get something done. I feel like he's played well. He just hasn't finished. And he's made a couple key mistakes on those interceptions, of course. But we'll take that all day. Russell Shell up the middle. Someone who probably should get a couple more touches for this offense, as Shell has been very productive for them as well. But they keep looking for the pass game. They'll find Jovan Durant there for the first down. 1st and 10. He'll find Shorts Jr. for another first down. This offense is starting to click. Skylar Howard being the technician behind it. He'll find Kayron White, who picks up another first down. That's 3 in a row first downs. Idaho, this defense needs to come up and stop this offense. They forced 2 turnovers. Can they get a 3rd here in the red zone? And they do. Caden Ellis interception in the end zone. Skylar Howard getting greedy. That was just a great play there by the linebacker, Caden Ellis. Isaiah Saunders there up the middle as Idaho trying to put their own points on the board here. There's no one to blame now. The defense is playing well. Kalen Hightower, big play Hightower there, getting some big yards, 23-yard reception. Matt Linehan trying to get points on the board. Shrugs off the sack, gets sacked again and fumbles again. Matt Linehan, this time just everybody around him, like the offensive line, just decided not to block for him. I don't know what he said about their girlfriends in the last huddle, but they did not show up to block for him on that play, and West Virginia able to strip sack him there. But luck is on their side. Ed Hall is back in, and it is noticeable as he comes up with the fumble recovery here to get the ball back to Idaho. Idaho's defense is keeping Idaho in this one. The offense needs to show up, and Matt Linehan decides it's time to go deep to big play. Kalen Hightower, huge reception there, gets him on the right side of the 50. Matt Linehan trying to answer now, and he'll look deep, and Kalen Hightower, because he deserves it. Kalen Hightower is the receiver who showed up today. Big play Hightower, getting Idaho the 20-7 lead, but Skylar Howard in this West Virginia offense knows it's a 2-possession game. There's a lot of time left. It's still the 3rd quarter, and they can easily put points on the board if they just quit turning over the ball. Skylar Howard here, 2nd and 10. He's looking for a receiver anywhere to be open. He'll find Shorts there, who gets the quick little reception on the right side of the 50-yard line. Howard dropping back. He'll find Shell on the flat route on the play. Shrugs off Ed Hall, gets about the 50-yard line, 0 yards. Forcing a punt, giving the ball back to Idaho, and if they're smart, they'd start working the clock like they didn't do against Arkansas last week early enough, and that's what led to the huge 4th quarter for Arkansas, and obviously Idaho making some mistakes that led to the loss. 3rd and 9 here after Deion Watson had a rare drop pass there. Matt Linehan rolling out, trying to find anybody open. He buys enough time, throws deep across the body over the middle, and Jacob Sandin coming up with a big play. Diving reception, takes it to the end of the third quarter. 27 Idaho lead, looking to hold on to it, handing off to Isaiah Saunders to hopefully milk some clock, and he's got some room to run, though. 5-yard carry, 2nd and 5, handoff to Saunders. Just kidding. Read option. Linehan got room. He should get down. He's had some fumble problems, but he holds on the ball there. First down, Idaho. Isaiah Saunders up the middle, milking clock. Good job by Idaho. They're in Austin Rico range by far. Aaron Duckworth here on another carry, getting it to 3rd and 2. Can't expect anything more than hand it off to the silly duck. Aaron Duckworth, big. He's our speed back. Not the guy you want up the middle, but he's able to get the 2 yards needed. First down. Aaron Duckworth again up the middle. That one's going to be good for about 3 or 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 6. Aaron Duckworth up the middle. Idaho really working the clock, learning from the mistakes against Arkansas. It's never too early with this team. As outmatched as they are to start milking the clock, and you can always get a touchdown if you milk it. Red River rivalry, because I know people care. 38-13. Number 13, Oklahoma, somebody Idaho has already beat this season, comes up victorious over the Longhorns. Skylar Howard finds Russell Shell here on the screen route, and that'll only be good for 1 yard. Russell Shell and Skylar Howard have made their connections. Just nothing big has happened for this West Virginia. Like how Kalen Hightower just had 2 big long receptions. West Virginia has that one play by Gibson. That's it, though. Skylar Howard is trying to make some magic happen. He just can't get sacked there. 4th and 9, and they're going for it as time is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Game on the line, 3-possession game. You're down by 20 points. Skylar Howard finally finds Durant over the middle, who has a dropping problem, but able to hold on to this one for almost a 20-yard reception. Trying to get on the right side of the 50 and into the red zone. Drop there. Skylar Howard has had a couple of his receivers drop some pretty good passes on his part. He'll roll up the middle like he has had time all game and been able to do all game. He'll be able to pick up the first down himself there, just shrugs off Jay Sean Jordan. Literally, Baker Mayfield's Jay Sean Jordan, and just says, get off me. I'm putting the team on my back. We are still in this game. He'll find Dowdy there for a reception. 2nd and 4. Skylar Howard single-handedly has his team moving down the field. He's going to single-handedly try to get him in the end zone once again. 4-yard rush up the middle. 3rd and inches. You got to expect Skylar Howard to make some magic happen here. He's got all day. He looks for somebody, throws in the double coverage, and he comes up with it. That is amazing. Jovan Durant gets the reception there. Skylar Howard on the option. He's going to get to the end zone, but he fumbles. Can they get it? He cannot. Offensive lineman gets it. They keep him out of the end zone. Idaho does good there. 2nd and goal. Skylar Howard trying to get in the end zone. He'll run the option. They're looking at him. He'll pitch it to Crawford, who gets hit at the goal line, but gets the touchdown for the West Virginia Mountaineers. But it's too late. Idaho milks the clock. Nothing's going to happen here as Matt Linehan comes out in the V formation, taking that knee, getting Idaho a big win as they will now advance to 4-1 on the season, which is big for Idaho. I believe it's actually 5-1 on the season, if I'm correct. It must not have updated yet. So yeah, Idaho now 5-1 on the season, 1 game away from bowl eligibility. Their first year in the Big 12. Once again, this was the first game where we didn't, own the time of possession and won, which is, a big goal of ours. It's being outmatched, is have time of possession. But with all the turnovers our defense forced, we were able to survive. And obviously, Jacob Sandin had a huge game today. Kalen Hightower had a huge game today. But I want to let you guys vote down below who you think the player of the game should be in this on either side of the ball, West Virginia or the Idaho Vandals. And next week is a bye week. So what I'm going to do is kind of update you guys on kind of how the rest of this series is going to work. Also catch you up on some recruiting and kind of stuff I've learned from doing the Online Dynasty over YouTube, like how my opponents can watch all my games. So I'm going to kind of cover more of that. It'll be kind of a quick video. Might not be a lot of talking, but then we'll be right back at you as we face Kansas and have a lot of big recruits that I will be covering visiting. So make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new. Pleasure having you. You're always welcome to come check out more more content, and by hitting that red subscribe button, you'll know when more content comes out. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Idaho advances to 5-1 on the season. See you guys in week 8 for the bye week, and keep gaming. First things first.